Welcome back to Sailwind. Stuck. So I think we do take on water there when you load into the game like that. We do a bob sink. Alright, where are we? We are somewhere between where we want to be and where we were. Alright, I have... It sounds like it's raining. It sounds like it's raining. It looks like it's raining. I think it's about to storm, maybe? I installed a couple mods. A few mods. As recommended. One of them is one I've been thinking about for a while. I've talked about in the past. Is the idle fishing one. Which means you can just leave your fishing rod out and it should catch a fish. I should probably put the sails out. Let's get a heading. Northeast is okay. Wind is more northern. Let's just drop the lower squares. And let's let them swing out. I looked back at the footage of when we sank, and I'm not quite sure. I think it might have been just me going up on the crow's nest that did it. It seemed like it was pretty upright before I did that, but the way I cut the video, it's hard to say for sure. So it might have been just that. It might not have been my sails, it might not have been the wind, not quite sure. But anyway, what's done is done. It's interesting to see how, like, we lost some cargo and stuff. We'll figure out when we get to Fort Astron how much money we lost from maybe that. Alright, let's try doing that. Other mod I installed, let's see here, is hooks. Hooks and more. So yeah, lets you attach various things to the hooks, or more things to the hooks. So that might be neat. There's another one I was thinking about. We could also attach the fishing rods to hooks instead, but we'll see. So far they haven't bent. So I'd like to confirm that's working first. It's like up in the sky. It's coming back, isn't it? Yeah, okay. That might not be the best placement for that. I do find that it needs to be low. The more rough the ocean is, the less accurate. Alright, 8. 8 with 2 sails. That's pretty good. Let's just leave it at that. Alright, it's a new recording. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The day is 345. We are roughly latitude of 35, longitude of negative 3.5. Maybe a little bit more northeast of that. I would like to keep it heading somewhere between northeast and north by northeast. Maybe not this, but we'll see. So I'm kind of hesitant to go up here. We haven't slept yet, so my person should be where I think it is. I also installed another mod, which maybe we'll see, maybe we won't. Looks kind of cool. It's another one I thought about. So yeah, seems like a good time. Why not? A good time to put it in. And some of these mods are great for, yeah, what we're doing right now. Traveling between regions. I mean, the hooks and more is just convenient. Yeah, like this though, I mean, I would like to attach that sideways, but I don't think there's a way to rotate, unfortunately. Rotate the hooks in any particular direction. So in terms of like where to put the oar, if we were to put the oar somewhere off the ground, probably be something like that. Now let's flip them through. Not sure how many extra hooks I have. I mean, there's these ones that are holding lamps. I think I have some in... I remember which place is which. I think this one has some. There's a couple. Okay. So we could put like one, let's see. For like our quadrant, probably? Yeah. Maybe not right there, though. Maybe. I'm not sure what all we can hook. I guess we could test it out. I should probably lock them so we can keep yanking them off. How about a bucket? That's alright. Okay. How about a telescope? A spyglass? No. A bottle? No. A lamp? Hold on. Of course. I think a fish? For some reason. I think I read a fish. Yeah, you can attach fish. So that's kind of interesting. Get a bunch of hooks along the wall. Getting some fish off of. More water, eh? That might be just rain, but looks like we are damaged as well. Most things I probably won't put on hooks, but if there is something, like the broom, I like that it's leaning. These I think I'd rather just leave on the ground, maybe. Maybe not. This I would like, but I don't know. I just have problems with this thing. Let me know in the comments if you don't. The only time I feel like it's worked really consistently well is in the Dow. Maybe that's because it was a low boat to the ocean. This one, if it jumps out of the water too much, just recoils itself. So, other than putting it down here, makes it less useful, but maybe more functional. Alright, well, if idle fishing is working, we still haven't caught anything. Do I have a hook on this? I do. Well, we'll see. If they never catch fish, then... Oh, well, one of them has a fish. This one? Now the question, can a fish rot while it's on a hook? Or does it remain fresh indefinitely until you release it? Alright, so maybe lower would be better. Still kind of, yeah, that looks pretty perfect. Just ignore being underwater. Oh yeah, we just saw it turn. Cool. I do like this. I think we tried it like early on, wondering if that was how it would actually work. Vanilla. Doesn't... Oh, we'll test it out. It might be a little overpowered, but... You still gotta reel them in. You still gotta take the time. There was another mod recommended that deals with... You could tweak maybe... It sounds like... How often the hooks break and stuff. Currently I don't... I mean, I have a lot of hooks. Currently I don't feel like it's too often, but maybe we'll check that one out too. But I don't know exactly all that it tweaks with fishing. But I figured I'd add them in kind of one at a time. Start with these two. The other one I didn't mention, it is random encounters of sea life. Maybe we'll see a whale. That's my hope. Or some dolphins or something. I'm not sure how often it actually occurs. Our heading looks good. We are getting tired. Maybe we'll wait a little longer. Alright, I think these are decent placement for that. So let's lock those down. Or maybe we'll move that one up a bit. I don't like that we're underwater. Also kind of tricky to place it accurately while we're moving. Just to do this at a port. I saw something on the Discord. Really cool idea. We have to make it back to, oh, what do you call it? Emerald Archipelago Dragon Cliffs. The bed that Dragon Cliff sells is like a food, just the mattress. What someone did is they put like 3 crates. Hello? I felt like things were smashing. Thought maybe that was a sea creature. Some big waves. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep these 2 sails out for now. We're moving. As I was saying, yeah, they use this as like the base of the bed. Like 3 crates. And then the mattress on top. And then you have like storage under your bed. It was very... There it is. It's not our boat. It sounded like our boat exploding, but no. Whale breaching. Yeah, I wasn't sure how often we'd see it. I'm going to test something. I'm just going to leave these fishing rods out overnight. And we'll reel them in the morning and see if they're like rotted. Now the thing with the Sea Life mod, and one reason I didn't add it in earlier, is it does no check for collision, as far as I understand it, with your boat. But they do have a collision, these animals. So you could have your boat tossed, I think, if by chance a whale breaches right near us. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it sounded like, the way I read it. I'm gonna go swim after you. What was that? I don't know all that there's... I didn't look at any of it. Like, I did see some photos, but not, I didn't look too carefully in terms of what we're likely to see. Looked like maybe sharks, whales, dolphins. But I don't know if there's like a kraken. Alright, well let's go to sleep. Check it out in the morning. Kind of veering off a little bit north. That's fine. I don't really care. Well, the wind is going kind of that way. Let's head a little bit more east. I don't think I want to let the squares swing out too much, though. Just because I feel like that could tip us, maybe, if the winds are strong enough. Felt like I could let it out a little bit, maybe. But that whole us sinking has me a little timid. Alright, we'll try that. What do we do with these? Just eat you? I'll use this one as a control. See if it rots. It rots. The ones on the fishing line do not. And that'll give us some information. I can't tell if there are any, actually. The rods aren't bent, but that's not always the case. I've seen a fish on a line and it's not bent. Hear something. Are the random encounters happening, like, while we sleep? Alright, it's about 1 in the morning. I'm gonna get a heading if I can. And by heading, I mean more like a location. Say 36. Whereabouts? Maybe a little higher even? But if before we were at 35 and a half, then that makes sense. Or at least at 36 by the looks of it. The wind looks to be heading roughly north. Alright, that one's still good. There are 2 fish on there we can see. Yeah, even though like the line isn't bent. Okay, so I think I'm gonna let the front one swing. I think that's what we were doing last time. Maybe keep the rear one a little bit more steady. I must say, if a whale does capsize us, I might just reload to the previous save. So I feel like that's not something whales typically do unless they don't like you. And while we're up, we will let down some more sail. It is kind of raining though, so I don't want to get too overzealous. I think I'll leave the top one stowed. Alright, let's go up. He sinks. I quit. I quit! It's like, where's the other lamp go? But the sea life will be fun. Give us like something else to do while we're sailing too. It does seem more common than I thought. Although we've heard more than we've seen. Right, where's the storm? Something. It might not play well with the fog either. It looked like it was in front of the fog. In terms of rendering. Looks like a humpback. I think. Okay, so he's kind of like persistent, I guess. He's just hanging out over there. Yeah, I don't know how it works. They're just out there. And occasionally they, do some stuff at the surface. Or if they're like spawning in and spawning out. It's like, I see something. It's our fish. I don't see a storm yet. It's not clear to me where it might form. Maybe it already came and left? We slept through it? What are we doing down below? Oh, we're dry. Yeah, I think our biggest hit financially is just the gold. Saffron we maybe lost. I think those are around 2,000. 2,000 Lyons. We lost 4 of those, so it's about 8,000. The gold, I don't remember. Did I write down what they cost? Gold was 11,500 en Lyon. We lost about, let's see, 20,000-ish? 20,000 Lyon, which isn't nothing, but we'll financially recover as long as we get the rest of the cargo to the destination. Alright, has my fish rotted yet? No. Well, we'll do an experiment later. I'm gonna eat. Okay. Can I get that? Now, I am using a couple mods, so this is where it's always tricky now. As soon as you're using a mod, you can't necessarily know if it's the game or the mod. And one of my mods that I'm using is Better Tables. That does allow us to put stuff under the table. So, would that have happened without the mod? I don't know. Gimme! We'll make some soup. Maybe I'll just leave one out. Leave the left one out, see if it ever rots. Check it tomorrow. Should be plenty of time for fresh fish to rot, I think. And I'm not going to overdo this. Like, I don't think I'll ever have more than just 2 fishing rods. She totally could. Could have like 6 rods out and then, you know, you got a full smoker worth. Alright, let's see if it does it again. Yeah, I'm going to cook it for... I don't know if we've ever cooked this, or like cut it. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen the inside of that fish. Yeah, we will cook our fish. Alright, we're heading mostly north now. Now that might be because I'm not letting the rear square swivel. Or positioning maybe that it's going to be hard for us to hold a course. I'm not sure. I'm not really paying that much attention to see what's going on. Could be the rough waters too. But I think we're actually doing decent with the direction of the wind, yeah? I knew which way it was going. Yeah, it's mostly in line with us, so I don't know if the swiveling has much to do with it. So I think they're both lined up with the wind anyway, or squared to the wind. But there's the storm. And if it's following the direction of the wind, it's coming with us. I suspect we will outrun it. We'll see. Alright, cooked. How can I do this better? Why is it green? Did my water go bad? Was my fish... maybe it's okay. I guess I should cut the fish on this table, maybe. It's closer to the stove. Yeah, I'm gonna try cooking them. I don't always. Otherwise, soup feels very overpowered. Because it cooks very quickly. Not sure if we'll outrun it or not. It's running parallel to us. We might get caught in it. I could adjust our heading more to be... Yeah, see, no, we are tracking a little bit north. So if I head a little bit more northeast... And I think I'm going to get rid of my additional square, maybe? I don't want to do that much. I'm okay with going northeast. Yeah, and I feel like we're not going to get pushed over. Yeah, I don't like that that's already, like, green. It's got me worried. Maybe there's something still in it? I thought we tipped it last time. Well, hopefully... it won't be green after I cook it. It's not green now, so I don't know what's going on. What am I seeing? Is that the chip log? Flipping through the floor? Well, I don't know where that potato went. There it is. And there it will stay. Alright, we're going 9 to 10. It's 1 o'clock. The northeastern heading. And the wind is pretty much the same. I don't know if we're beating the storm. It is slowly coming towards us. I think we're gonna, like, join up with it, maybe. Whoa, what happened there? Yeah, I don't think we're going to outrun it. I'm going to stow our upper square. And if anything, I might stow all the squares until the storm is done. And just put out our jibs instead. And we'll do the big one. Oh, maybe we should do the small one. Let's do the low ones. At least until the storm passes by. I don't think we're going to get in like the middle. There might be a lot of pressure on the rear and not as much up front. Alright, it's not green. It's a good sign. And... assume we drank that. Yes. Ooh. Missed it. My hope and desire is to have one get pretty close, though. Like, cool to see him in the distance, but without hitting us, it would be it would be cool for something to happen right beside us. To compare, what are we going, like 4 then? Well, we could probably let the squares back up. Now that the storm's in front of us. Alright, ideally we want to head north by northeast. That is our desired heading, but we will deviate anywhere from north to northeast as necessary. Looks like the wind's actually going north, I guess. Yeah, it's roughly 1700. And now we are going about 9 knots. Probably go to bed soon. I think I could wait up until the stars came out. It should be soon, but it's also kind of cloudy. I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to see anything. Probably store that jib since we're heading mostly downwind. Feel like they're better if we're going at like a 45. Though they're not in the shadow. I think, yeah, just the 2 squares we'll keep out. We've got the front jib out. I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, to me that looks like there's no point. Yeah, I'll wait. Wait until we're, we've slept. We'll wake up in the middle of the night and, check the stars. Did I leave a light on? I didn't skip that time so you could listen. It does sound like there's encounters happening as we sleep. Ooh, look at that. What would that be? 37? 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Yeah, 37, right? Midway between. I don't know why I struggled with that so much. Maybe even like 37 and a half? I don't know. And it's about 11. And we are still heading roughly north by northeast. Wind looks like it's a lot more east though. That is another mod I've always considered adding, is the little wind indicator mod. I'll put one like down here so I can see it. Yeah, it's almost east. Stream. Is this all the way out? Yeah. but the rear is not. I don't know. Let's just see. I put that all the way out. You gonna sink my boat? I'm not gonna climb up the crow's nest. Isolate variables. Yeah, you might sink my boat. Okay. I feel like it's just a bit too aggressive. So either I'd probably want to change my heading to be more northeast. Or I'm just going to keep this pretty tight, even though it won't be getting as much wind, catching as much wind. Oh wow. Another little weird camera glitch. Yeah. Riskier, or no, I mean safer. Just not catching as much. But I don't know if it's going to slow us down much. I mean, I've never seen us go more than like 10, right? Somewhere between 4 and 10. That is how fast we were going. It seems too rough to get an accurate reading. My guess would be maybe 8. Now, with this kind of wind, like, this is where I would put out that jib. Right? But right now I have it all the way out. We could pull it in a little bit, because the wind's hitting it at such an angle. If we want to catch a lot of wind, that is what I would do. Man, I just feel like we're going to sink. I mean, now it seems okay. We are pretty north. I'm going to make a heading for northeast while we sleep. I would feel more comfortable with that, I think. And my theory, whether valid or not, is given our where we're heading. Came from Oasis. Click, please. Yeah. If we stay, like, northeast is roughly that. So if at any point in our journey we're staying between, you know, north and northeast, we should end up somewhere along here by the end of it. The more northeast we end up going, the closer to Aestrin we'll be. But either way, by the time we get up to around 40, we can just start heading east once we determine we are on 40. Right now we're around 37.5. So that puts us roughly here. Last time we calculated our longitude was 3.5, so it was like roughly here. So we are probably more towards 3. Stop sinking. Alright, that's just a little bit of water. I'd like to get back to sleep. Northeast wind is... Oh, it's even like a bit southern. You know what? Let's just stow the squares then. Let's get the jibs out. I don't know if I want to do all of them. Try. But keep them real loose. Might even be able to have the lower one out here too. It's probably something I should fiddle with in the morning, but... we start to sink, first thing I do is I lower the gaff. Okay. Yeah, let's try northeast. And, definitely pull them in a bit. Maybe this is a case where I have to, like, lock them in. No, that seems way too tight. Wind? Okay. Wind is east. We'll see. The seas are pretty calm, actually. They have calmed down a bit. Alright, let's try to get some sleep. Ooh, the wind, lopped sides. No water. That's good. 15% oakum usage. The gaff didn't flip, so we must be, like, pretty, like, downwind, I'm guessing. Or these can be on either side. Yeah, pretty much straight downwind. So we should probably switch back to our squares. You? Oh, you're the very top. Makes sense. Alright, I'm going to let them both swing, since we're in calm waters. And we're pretty much heading straight downwind. Might... We can get a little bit of a angle to the wind. Maybe we'll get some jibs out too. Try north by northeast. That is our preferred heading, I think. Oops. Oversteered. Tip log. It is day 347. It is... something smashing. It is 9 o'clock. Our heading is north by northeast, which puts us at a 45 degrees to the wind. Which to me does mean I can have that out. And also probably that out. Maybe. And if we're really feeling good... Okay, don't change on me, wind. Just let me try something before you change, okay? Now you detected that I touched something, right? And you're like, ah. In that case, I'm going to change my wind to also be north by northeast. Fine. We'll do what you want, wind. Not what I want. That'll teach me. Alright, we'll just go for the squares. Yeah, wind does look like it changed to north by northeast. Either that or my heading changed. No, we are the same. I'm hearing a lot of things banging. Might have been the boom of that thing. Let's secure our gaff in place. Alright, well, using hooks and things, maybe we could put this here. All I need is a hook and thing. Hook. If only I had a crate full of lanterns to put lanterns in. Need some more of these. Okay, what if we put this... Oh, it's kind of weird angle. But whatever. Can I do that? See? Well, today we could probably get our longitude, the other one. Nice clear day, sunny, relatively calm. And I think I'll use the sun compass, actually, to do it. And then we'll confirm it with the chrono after. Alright, so we're approaching 11 o'clock. We should be ahead, because we are still in the negatives. Our rough idea is -3, so that should be around 12-minute mark. That's what we would expect, but that's what we're going to determine exactly with this. So I'll take that with me. Can you put that on a... Oh, there is a mod that like allows you to... That does a lot of things, but one of the things it does is let you roll this up. But... No. What about a map? No. Okay. Now I've done it. Now, looks like the wind has changed again. We are healing, but we're not sinking. Yeah, it looks like it went right back. As soon as I put the chips away, it's like, okay, just kidding. Let's not worry about that right now. It'll also add to shadows. In fact, while we're doing this, I'm just going to make a northeast heading. Just so we're not healing over too much. I don't have to worry about it. Alright, let's find some sun. Should be back here. Oh wait, maybe we're even further over. We've already crossed. Yeah, that was at like, so maybe we're at like -1, is that right? Maybe. Maybe. See if we can confirm it with this. Yeah, maybe. Okay, where's the shadow? Goes somewhere like this. I would say we're not at 40 yet, so 37, what did I think? 37, yeah, 38. Or maybe 38 and -1. Okay, so if that is all true, 38 and -1, that puts us more about here. Which could be. We've been heading northeast quite a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Which would mean we want to not be heading northeast anymore. We want to be heading more north, either north or north by northeast. So yeah, let's try to do that. I don't know if I could do a north right now. Don't think so. It's already pretty tight. Definitely let out some jibs though, I think. As long as we don't tip. It's the top one I'm a little more hesitant. So let's leave that one for last. Yeah, I think we could do the big guy. I think they're all the way out. No, they're not. Yeah, I can't feel the wind on it. The wind's coming this way. What did this do? Yeah, it's still reset, so... Not sure. I'd almost like to have one that's like a permanent structure. You know, like this thing. It goes all the way through the ship. So if you just had one as a part of this system or something, right here was your chip log, and it was always out. It just had something hanging out the bottom of the ship, spinning. Looks like we're going about 8. And the wind looks like it's kind of, yeah, a bit south. Maybe is a good indication that we are close. We're getting close. It's almost like east by southeast. I don't trust you anymore, crow's nest. I know early on we did have a moment, like I think it was the Dow when I used to climb up the mast, but then I eventually tipped the ship. Well, this isn't ideal. But that is a little boat. So I wouldn't have thought that we could impart such a force on a big boat. But physics in games, I don't know. Love them, and they just feel like impossible to get everything just so. So there could be a chance, maybe not yet, where we start to see one of the islands, or see the fort, or Mount Malefic, although that's more on the eastern side. I don't know what we'd see first. I don't see anything yet, other than the moon. This is perfect time for whale watching though, right? Oops. Alright, well let's test our fish. Which looks like an eel, maybe? Yes. Alright, are you still fresh? I don't know exactly how long you've been on that hook, but it's like a little time. A day or more than a day. What's all that about? Maybe I put it in the hook too soon. Alright, let it go all the way out first. Looks like we're going almost 9 to 10 knots. Yeah, it says fresh, even. So yeah, I assume, I'm going to assume that their freshness counter doesn't begin until they're off the hook. And we are getting tired. I don't know. It's times like these that I loathe, or I desire a merchant's promise, where you have specific control over things. What are you? Show yourself, please. This is why, though, if you ever go whale watching, you have to just stare out into the ocean. It's that same humpback. Are you following us? Alright, while I sleep, I think I'm gonna stow some things. As I remember which is which. Which winch is which. I'll just leave out the lower squares, I think. Actually, I feel like we're tipping, aren't we? Tip, tip, taroo. No, thank you. All right, and what's my heading? Okay. That seems okay, actually. Maybe? I was just gonna stow the upper square, but maybe I won't. Alright, I would like to get another quadrant reading. You guys okay? Fish. That is the north, yeah? Getting close to 40, I think. So, 38? Like, almost 38? I don't know. Yeah, like, so with this thing, I said 38, but this thing I trust better, or this thing I trust I can use more accurately. So I do remember using it, I think, at Gold Rock. Determine that you have to be able to see the star. Like, it's not the dot, it's the cross in line with the piece of wood. It's like that. Which tells me 38. But I don't know. I do not trust that I know how to do anything. What are you doing on the floor? Yep, that's what I wanted. Yeah, like this kind of stuff is, you know, like glued to the table in your face, glued to the table in your face. Not a fan, gotta say. It works. But there's a lot of cases where you're just that. Things jumping in your face. That would be like my personal wish list for 1.0, I guess. Whenever the game gets to that kind of release status, that the controls and stuff get a once-over as well. Because otherwise the game is very nice, tactile and interactive. I love it. But because everything can move and you can move and the ship can rock, it leads to some challenging times at times. So one thing I love about Merchant's Promise, if you use the scroll wheel, it moves things closer and further away from you. So if you want to place something on a table, you just scroll it down to the table and place it on the table. Versus this tries to tries to detect where you're looking, right? Since you're on a ship that's moving, the things you're trying to point at are also moving. It makes it very challenging sometimes for it to register correctly what you're trying to do. So in that way it's like taking control away from the player instead of providing convenience. So it's like contradicting its intention of how it's trying to help you isn't helpful, if that makes sense. Where, like, the way it's set up, like, most of the time is perfectly fine, and maybe depending how you lay out your ship is fine too. Maybe I'm just trying to do too much. My expectations are the problem. But yeah, in a Merchant's Promise, you can also, like, this one has a key, which you can, not everything lets you rotate. This does, right? So you hold down a key and it rotates. The Merchant's Promise does it a little bit differently. You hold down a key to rotate it, but then you move the mouse. So like right now I'm trying to move the mouse and nothing is happening. So instead of using the scroll wheel to move and rotate, you could use the mouse itself to rotate objects. And yeah, from my experience playing Merchant's Promise, that works like incredibly well to give you very precise ability to like rotate things in many directions. And it doesn't just have one modifier key, it has 2 modifier keys that do different axes. If you press them down both at the same time, it does a 3rd axis. So with those 2 modifiers and just moving the mouse around, it gives you phenomenal, like, yeah, rotational control. So with that, you wouldn't need things, like if you had that and the scroll wheel to move things closer and further away, you wouldn't need things snapping to like tables and shelves and things, because you would be able to just directly put it on the shelf and orient it the correct way. So I'd love to see a hybrid of them if both developers wanted to get together and go, hey, how are you doing things? Maybe we could learn from each other. Do the best of both worlds of both games. But yeah, anyway, that's just a wish as a player who isn't developing the game. I'm gonna die. Good night. Alright, let's take a quick peek what's going on. Oh, we're actually heading west. Interesting. I'm still thinking north by northeast is a good heading. We might end up just right up eastern with this heading. Or we'll be off to the west of it, and that's okay too. Alright, 7 o'clock on day 348. We are roughly heading north by northeast. Yeah, oh, out of oil. The winds. Looks like it's roughly heading, yeah, east. East by southeast. I do feel like I'm just going to forever have fish attached to the back of my ship now. I don't know, 6. Between 6 and that other number that comes after 6. I'm not quite sure what to do then. Yeah, I could let this out. It feels like calm seas, right? Try. Just really worried that I could tip my ship. Ship tip. Yeah, 10's fine. 10's good. 15's also okay. Do I do the top one? Ship tip, no. Ship tip, good. This is where things went terribly wrong the other time. Alright, up, up, up. Up, up. What are you doing exactly? Yeah, it does seem like east by southeast. We're still upright. It's starting to rain, which might mean storm. It's tempted to let out some jib, but maybe not. Let's let out lower jib. The nerves. Nerves are going. No idea. Completely useless. Yeah, I feel like the fish have a better time staying in the water than the chip log. If I do tip the ship again by going on the crow's nest, I will reload the game. Oops. Land ho? Well, so far I think we've just seen the one whale over and over again. Not sure though. So we'll pretend like he's following us. Okay, well I don't need, hang on. No land ho. Land ho would be roughly dead ahead. And potentially all the way right there. To the east. Okay, so what are we seeing? That might be Mount Malefic, because it's quite large. I'm not sure. Either way, we should start heading that way. So east. Let's start heading more, yeah. We should start seeing the other islands as well. I'm going to say east by northeast is what I want. We should be heading downwind again too, which would be nice. I don't know if that is Mount Malefic, but that one is farther away. I mean, that could be even the fort that we're seeing. I'm not quite sure. Oh, we should probably change our maps out as well. Yeah, you. Well, my ocean friends, I swear I do not want your oil. You may keep all your innards for yourself. Alright, well, let's adjust our heading then. It is now, or like my notes said that is 11. It looks like the wind's going with us, as far as I can tell. Uh-oh. Let's say the wind is also east by northeast. And if I look at all my notes from when we sank, so basically when we left Oasis on day 342, my notes of the wind are northeast, east by northeast, northeast, north, and then now east, east by southeast, now east by northeast. So I'm assuming once it got to like east by southeast, once it started going into the south, that was probably when we entered into this area. Like we got into closer to the eastern region of winds, right? I'm not sure exactly when that happens, at what longitude, latitude, I mean. That's after like 38 or 39. I've only measured us being at 38. Oh. Yeah. It makes me even less confident that I'm measuring things correctly, but better than my trip back down, where I think I was all over the place. If anything, this time I was at least consistently off. And this might be the weather of Eastern too, right? Now, where did you go? Thought you were like east. Oh no, you're right ahead, right dead ahead. Okay. I don't know if I intended to go right for you. I think that is Mount Malefic. Which means I don't want to be going right for you. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Other islands are coming into view. Which one do we think is the fort? I almost think it's this one. Let's change our heading to be northeast. And I will squat on the helm, as one does. Steer with my buttocks. Yeah, something like that. And then we could probably just sleep. And wake up. I mean, it's only 1 in the afternoon. Maybe it's too early to sleep. Thought it was late. The storm made me feel like it was later than it is. Alright, what are my sails doing? We're heading pretty much due downwind. That's how you say that, right? Due downwind. We're heading downwind. I think at the beginning of the series, I was going to try to learn the terminology properly. And I don't feel like I have very much. Alright, how are we doing? Not bad, not bad. I like hearing things banging around. Okay. Those are all loose. Should I tie them up to one side? Maybe. I'll tie everything tight to the right. Maybe I won't hear any more banging. Starboard. Starboard. Tie them tight to the starboard. Yeah, I just heard a bang. Alright. No more bangs. They are out of fashion. Alright, we've got a storm. It is behind us. Coming right for us. Not today. Full speed ahead, sir. You'll never catch me. Fast as fast can be. Oh, I thought I fell off the boat. Ooh, that was disorienting. Everything is fine. Yeah, I am about to fall off the boat, though. Alright, 10. 10 to 11? Or like between 10 and 11? I'm getting nervous. It's not as fast. No more fast as fast can be. Gently so. I feel like it's going to catch me regardless, so don't feel like having squares. All my squares out is a good idea. Maybe having any of them out, also not a good idea. Be tempted to bring in the jibs, bring out the jibs, and keep them like tied in, right? So just to try to stabilize us, maybe? She's gaining. Alright, as a comparison, we were going 10 to 11. Flying fish. Now we're going like 7. Yeah, so we did slow down significantly. But I feel less likely to sink. Alright, what's that wind doing? Wind's kind of east. You know, I think so. Let's switch out to jibs. I'll just try low right now. Just gonna let that storm pass us by. Yeah, I wish this was less silly looking, but anyway. Yeah, because I have them tight, so I should be able to loosen them. Since it is stormy, is this a good time to keep them kind of tied in a bit? The wind doing something? What are you doing? Okay. Alright, there's everything. So I'm... oh, heading way north. Thought I was going north by northeast. Evidently not. I can assume that's Eastwind maybe. Or maybe even that's the Bone Island, I'm not sure. Anyway, everything's roughly northeast of us, so we could get that as a heading. Okay. And we're mostly going downwind. I believe that was a whale. Oh, we're getting tired. It'd be coffee time, I think. It reminds me, we should probably make a new pot. Hello, whale. Or other creature. Playing in the storm. Alright, should be passing us by. That's good. I wasn't sure if it was going to go overhead. Alright, I'm not able to keep a heading, which to me means what? Too much pressure on the rear? Not enough pressure in the aft? Or does aft also mean rear? Which could just mean I need that one out instead. I don't know if I can get away with having this all the way up. Could also probably do squares again, maybe. They're heading pretty much straight downwind. You're hiding. You're hiding in the storm. I can't see you. That's fun, though. That's a good addition. That's a good recommendation. Been thinking about that one for a while, but I hadn't added it in, so now I have. Yeah, mods in early access are always kind of tricky. Just because the game is actively being developed and updated. Once you start adding mods, you're no longer playing base game. In terms of like feedback for the developer, it's less useful, right? The more mods added to this series, the less useful this series is to the developer if they care to see how it's being played, kind of thing. But then mods also give information about what players are looking for or what might also work. So it's give and take. Can be good, but also, yeah, it does have its own problems. Yeah, look at that. Go away, please, and I'll bring you out instead. We could do a mix. Could keep the jibs out. Just a square in the rear. Well, this is good news. I don't know how long it'll take. We're still a little ways away. But should be at the fort in no time. By tomorrow. No, I don't know. End of tomorrow? Or the beginning of the following day. We'll see. Just need a whale to breach right in front of us. Alright, well, I think it's time to try to get some sleep. Our heading is good enough. Not sure what to do. Could let out the other square. Could also let out this other jib. Maybe. Out of pure laziness. I see. I should probably make a habit of, like, doing that before I go to sleep. Alright, we can't sleep too much longer, but sleep as much as we can. Oh, actually, we slept pretty much till dawn, and look at that! 5 o'clock, and we're seeing everything. Getting close. A lot faster than going the other way. Even if you sink. Alright, let's see if we can remember what's what. Alright, so that is Mount Malefic, and it is indeed to our east. Firefly Grotto is all the little pointy things, right? So this looks like the fort to me, with the little building. So we want to stay to the west of that. That, perhaps, I don't know, that might be that distant island, I'm not sure. I did see a little blip right there. That might be Eastwind. Maybe that's Eastwind. No idea. This is probably Astral Abbey, then? It's little peaks. I mean, everything's just like one, like, joined. Which does tell us kind of roughly what angle we're coming at. Yeah, we are facing northeast. I'm not sure, actually. If we're... Mount Malefic was pretty much due east, right? Slightly north? No. Slightly south. Which means we're in line with it. Right? And we're looking here. So we're roughly here, I think. Roughly where that compass is. I would think. Abbey, north... But everything is northeast. So some of that's not tracking in my brain. Is it a brain problem? Let's look at this one. Yeah, like to me, we are east. Well, we're west, and everything's kind of east. So to me, that puts us more over here. Which I guess on this map would be more like off the map. More over here somewhere. Astral Abbey is what we're seeing northeast. The fort should be more like east by northeast. Is that what we're seeing? Show yourself. Unless that's not astral, is it? I Can't all be astral. Why are you all like one piece of land? Why do I get so confused? That is the grotto. No, I think it's just I'm seeing the ones behind it too. That's just my problem. This place, everything's so close that, you know, like, we're seeing everything, right? I'm seeing Siren Song between the two, maybe even Fey Valley there. Grotto looks like it's on its own, so that's where I'm kind of getting confused. Unless the Abbey is that really shallow one that I think is really far away. That isn't really far away. Anyway, I'm going to aim where I think. More west. Figure it out when we get closer. When everything's not the same color. Same shade of gray. Alright, let's just try to get there as fast as we can. Let's let it all down. Square time. Alright, but we could roughly say that on this day at 8 a.m., just to complete my log, on the 349th day, we are in line with Mount Malefic, which is the 40th latitude. So we are at 40. Don't you dare. I will not tip on this day. When so close. Okay. A bit scary. All the squares. Yes, all the squares. Put away all the squares. Hang on a sec. What else is going on? I've got my jibs. Okay, let me get my let me get my confidence back. All right. Oops. Oh well, I pulled it all the way back, didn't I? Oh yeah, there's the wind's like sideways to us, perpendicular, so that's part of it. But yeah, tip us. I mean, land is that way, but hang on. Not quite, eh? Like, to me, the Abbey and the fort seem too close together. But maybe that's Siren Song or something, right? That I'm seeing bridging the gap between the two. I really don't know them that well. Okay. Ooh. Alright. We're fine. We'll take on a decent amount of water there for a minute. Okay, but yeah, we're kind of going perpendicular to the wind now. More what we're familiar with. That downwind stuff. It's too... confuses us. Okay, and the gaff. I guess I need that out. I don't want any hope Holding a heading of any kind, I think. Ta-da! Stop it. Stop it. Half-mast. Oh, I still got a square out too. Okay, that's good information to have. Let's get rid of you. Alright, I'm just going to do lower jibs for now. And the gaff until I feel like I'm stable. And in holding a heading of some kind. You feel like maybe I'm just not moving anymore? Whoops. No! It's fine. This is all fine. Well, we don't need a ship log. Hey, boat. Wait for me. I do believe the boat stops moving when you get far enough away. Not sure exactly the perimeters for that. If it did. Alright. As we were. Guess that's why you nail that stuff down. Alright, well, I don't know if we're moving. I assume we are. We do have a wake. Kind of. Alright, the reason I don't feel like I'm moving is because I can't actually, like, make a heading change. Which would be, true if I'm just sitting, right? Okay, you look way too tight for my... Let's see here. Let's get rid of you, actually, altogether. I'm gonna let that out, and if anything, I'll just keep it all the way out. I can bring it in a little bit, maybe. And the gaff is all the way out. Yeah, we are heading perpendicular. So there is some fear of tipping. gaff has me worried, to be honest. And so does that upper jib. All right. La la la. Where? Yeah, this is like the Abbey, isn't it? Yeah, I think I confused the Abbey and the fort. And I decided to take a snooze, because I was very sleepy. So I think we're going to have to go around the Abbey. I think that's the Oracle. Should see the mushrooms as the night progresses. I don't know if there's anything else to check out there other than the cool light show. I know it has that like crystal. Alright, it seems pretty calm though. Wind is still, I think, heading east. Hopefully I can let out some sails. And once we get past this, we can just let our squares down and cruise. Cruise to the fort. Yeah, it's only 7. I think that happens more towards 11. From what I remember. 28 days. Welcome to the land of low frame rate. Must be our sandbug as well. It helps contribute to all that. I think I'm just gonna try. Let's get rid of the square. Well, maybe we go into the shipyard. I was kind of tempted not to. But probably just as easy to do that. And then trying to line ourselves up there outside the trading market. I'd probably have to go nose first. But yeah, my frames! Down to 20 frames. I wonder if that ship has, like, bugged out. With, like, crates overflowing and stuff. Looked like maybe a killer whale. It's fun. You can, like, just whale watch from here. I can hear him. Can't see him. Be behind the rock. Alright, Sambuck. How are you doing? Try to get some sleep here quickly before the dawn approaches or arrives. Hello. Frames! Have a beer. Departing for Fay Valley, eh? Carrying some beer? Alright, so this boat would have glitched, lost its sails, all that stuff. Shouldn't happen again. Yeah, very framey. I'll try not to, like, turn my camera too quickly. It's not obvious that anything like exploded. Not yet anyway. Check below deck. Seen tales of such things though. Or things like multiply. Yeah, the boat shouldn't unmoor itself again. If we want to put sails on it, we'll have to take it to the shipyard, but it shouldn't bug out and lose them again. But I don't know. If we care. Apples, bread. What am I even looking at? Is that under the boat? Guess so. How you doing? Old Zambuck. Your tea's okay? Whoa, hello. Candles. If they haven't been open, they'll be fine, as far as I know. Some fish. More elixirs and stuff. Everything looks okay. Yeah. Just this place. I don't know what it is. Having two ships here, maybe? Know what else might be happening. Alternatively, maybe some modding could help narrow it down, I'm not sure. Hey, how you doing? Can I have one of these? Thanks. No reason. Can I have the whole thing? Thanks. Just forever fish. Well, we made it. Not too bad, except for the sinking. Yeah, ignore all that. Was a lot quicker, though, I must say. Definitely faster. Oh, I still have my sail out. How silly. Whales everywhere. Do you exist? Or do you emerge out of the earth? No! Come back. Hi, how are you? Want to be friends? I can swim almost as fast as you. You're very shiny. Has anyone ever told you that before? Spectacular. Just never-ending splash. They could be performance, affecting performance as well. But I do remember this place just being framey, even with the performance increases. But this is worse than I remember. So maybe. Let's unload our mission stuff and then we'll call it. We have salt, silk, tuna, and mail. 2 mail. Salt. Is it the salt? Doesn't show. 3. Well, we'll assume. Tuna, I think it was 9 or something. 9. 3, 4, 5. That's 8. Did I lose one of those? Did I miscount last time? 1, 2, 3. No, I miscount this time. That's 9. Mail. 1 more mail and 1 silk. There's the silk. And the mail. What I might do is try on taking off that mod, Sea Life 1, and see if it improves. Welcome! I've got more stuff for you. Some more mail, some silk. No. I mean, that does a decent job. Alright, that's all of our missions. Mission history. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Compared to anything else at this stage, at this level, I think that's just kind of what you gotta do. If you want to level up beyond level 5 and 6, it's through the Oceanic. Excuse me. Look at this one, though. Mail. Mail. No, that's a different one. Oh, that's both mails. It grouped it together. That's why. So yeah, it was about 2,500 per mission. This one was particularly good. It did have 9 of them. Didn't pay well, but it gave us lots of reputation. Well, out of curiosity, I did just take off the Sea Life mod just to see. If it was contributing. It wasn't contributing much. Maybe 5 frames. I'm not sure. Still pretty framey here. But that'll do. Next time, I'll go through and unload all of our cargo. And then I'll try to figure out exactly, like, how we did. What we lost. In terms of what we profited, but then also what we lost. In terms of sinking that one time. What we could have earned versus what we did earn, I guess. But yeah, we'll pick it up next time from there. I think we're going to change out the gaff. Or the other gaff that we liked. Otherwise, I don't know if we'll change anything else with the sails. Unless you guys think there's something I should try. I'll probably keep it as it is. And then probably look at picking up cargo in this area to bring down to Happy Bay and the Emerald Archipelago place. And then from there, Keisha Bay, long term. All right, we made it. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Bye-bye.